What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. Today is the 18th of December, Thursday, and we had a pretty interesting day today. Wasn't so disciplined today. The one day that I get to take some trades, I did a bunch of madness. Overtraded, took too many trades, broke some rules, didn't wait for the macros, kept on flipping between buys and sells, kept on over trading, emotional trading, went into profit, went into loss, ended the day down around 3% on this current account that I'm trading. So I have that to recover, but psychologically it's because I can't find enough time to capitalize on that which opportunities. So I was trying to do too much today. First trade I took went into profit and I should have just be done for the day. I didn't, and that's where I ended up. So let's go over what happened today in the markets. I'll show you the executions that I took and the ideal trades that I should have capitalized on. So on the daily time frame, this is what the market look like. So we had an inside day today, a bullish inside day. So we traded up, did a bit of a manipulation on this week after gapping up, and then we traded, well, we did a bit of manipulation down after opening with a gap here. We went higher, didn't take out the previous daily high, and then we came back to close inside this range. I think we went up to a new week or a new day opening gap and came back down. So yeah, that's what we did. That's how we traded today. On the lower time frame, going down to the 4 hour time frame, this is what we look like. So we traded down, farmed the week, manipulated for the day, and then when we just went up, we had CPI today around 8:30, thereabout 8:30, I think. That gave us this big push, and then we just pretty much consolidated throughout the day. A bit of a wider range consolidation, and then we sold off to end the day in the PM session. Now that's on the 4 hour. Looking at the 1 hour time frame, this is how we looked. So pretty clean one side. The downside had more manipulation. We had some manipulation, and then you could have gotten an entry on almost every 1 hour candle going up. I didn't trade London, so yeah, didn't trade London, didn't trade the pre-New York session. Got up a little bit later, and because I knew they had the CPI news, I didn't bother to force it, so I just left it. Came back down during the PM session here, and then we went back up. I think this was during the lunch hour, and then we sold off during the PM to end the day. Now that's on the 1 hour. Let's look at the 15 minute. So the 15 minute, if you had gotten an entry anywhere in Asia during this consolidation, I was looking at this and I was saying, wonder if we're going to come and run the previous daily low, which would have been this low. We didn't. This acted as a demand level, order block, and we just broke out, retested, came down after the midnight open, tested this fair value gap, went higher. This morning before CPI, we came back down into this 15-minute fair value gap, ran up, couldn't make it above this new day opening gap, came back down, finally broke through it, came up to the new week opening gap, couldn't get no higher, dropped back down, traded back up into this 15-minute supply, and we came back down for the PM session, and then for the last macro of the day we just kind of just spike down right like that. So that's the 15-minute. Look at the executions that I took. Let me show you. Show you the 1 minute. So see, took a lot of trades today. Took too many trades today. So took some buys here, took some sales. I think I took a buy here, came out here for some almost 1% profit. Well, almost half a percent profit when I came out here on this first trade. I left a runner, went break even, came back to stop me out before we had this big explosion. And this trade, I think I took another account. I think I caught this part. By the time I got to here, I realized it's still going higher, and I decided to scalp it, and I just came out really quick. You see that? I don't remember if it was a buy or a sell that I took. Came back down, range out a little bit here, took some scalps on the other account. Then we came all the way back down here. I think I took a sell on somewhere here. You see that I took a sell or a buy, a breakout buy or something. I took on this thing, stop me up. This was a stupid trade to take. Then we sold all the way, came back down here because I was looking at the the 15 minute, and we just kept coming down. So I think I was looking at the 15 minute in terms of it coming down here and then continuing higher, except that we just sold all the way through the order block, or what I thought was the order block. I couldn't hold it because of the size that I took a risk like 1%, and that's why I lost 1% there. I took some other trades down here, some scalps inside of here, just back and forth, buying and selling inside this here. Same thing right here. I think I took some buys, made back some of the profit, came out too early, took a sell here, came into profit, came back here, stop break even, and let this play out. And then I took another sell here because I took some losses here, I took some losses here. Took another sell here, went into profit here, came back up. I think I took off majority of it here. Came back up, came back down. I took off some more when we took this low. I really wanted to see this low get run. That didn't happen. So I held on to the trade, and to end the day, it came all the way back up, tapped me break even, and then stopped me out. Then it dropped. So after we did all of this, we finally came back down here. Even though we didn't close, even though we didn't close and take out the lows, it is what it is. So we opened up again with the next gap, and now we're doing this for Asia session. So that is how we did today. Ended the day down about 3.5%. It was more until I recovered it, and I just decided, you know what, let me just leave this alone. I want to save the account to trade during the allotted time next year. So it is what it is. Let me go now to trading view and look at the opportunities that we got. So I was saying yesterday in Asia when I was recording the video, I was doing something else, and I was saying this would have been an ideal entry. Got an ideal entry because we had a classic buy there here. No manipulation, not much, I should say. And we just continued going up. So one entry right there inside this 10, 10:30, 11 o'clock session. Another entry here over in London. This was a bit of a time distortion. No valid trades here. A little scalp there, but it's a bit of a chop. So going into the midnight open, that's how we would have looked. Came down, came all the way down here, and by the time we got to here, this would have been the London Open macro. And we went all the way up. This would have been a nice trade. Use this level as an order block, and we just ran for the highs right there. Going into London session properly now, use this fair value gap. Using the wrong thing. Using this fair value gap to send price higher after we had this bit of a consolidation, as well as you could have used this entire range. This would have been where we pull back into this. It's a fair value gap. I think it's a 50-minute fair value gap that we traded down into, and that sent us higher during the late London. We had this buy also during this macro, send us higher. Nice little scalp there as well. Another entry here. This was a sell, but not the, not the cleanest. And then we just started consolidated going into pre-New York. When we went into pre-New York, this would have been a nice entry after we took out all of these lows after consolidation came into this level right here. Finally broke out. We had CPI news inside of the 8:30 news window. Spiked up here, came back down, ran a little bit more. I didn't take any of these because I wasn't sure what the news would have done. I don't really trade news like that. So we did all of that. This would have been a nice little entry using this fair value gap. The stop would have been wide, but you'd have entered after. But I wasn't on the chart here, so I didn't capitalize on that either. So after the news, this should have been around the 9 o'clock macro. We got another scalp buy going into 9:30 after we came down here. I think I took a nice trade here. I took a nice buy here. When we did this, I saw the 10 o'clock candle open here, and I knew instantly that the market would have not held this high, and it would have came back down, manipulated from the week on the 10 a.m. candle before we continued. So when we did this, I should have actually got in, but clustered and everything. Didn't manage that trade properly. We went all the way up here, came back down. This was a bit of a sideways movement going into midday, going into the lunch hour macro. By the time we got to the lunch hour macro, we had this huge sell-off. Should have capitalized on it, but I didn't expect us to sell this much either. I was looking for buys at that time, to be honest. During this macro, then we came down with a double test. So this is still inside the 4-hour candle. We came down here, and then during this macro, we had a buy up again. I think, I don't remember if I took some trades here, but kind of messy. During the lunch hour, during this session, this macro, leaving lunch, this would have been a nice little buy up as well, a scalp buy. Then we had this level getting tested. This was pretty much the high of the day. Didn't break any higher. Really wanted us to run the previous daily high. That didn't happen. And by the time we got to the 2 p.m. silver bullet, I caught this sell coming all the way down here. Ideally, I got in right here. Bit of a late entry. This thing came back up to try to stop me up, but this would have been the ideal place to add. or would have been the right entry, you know. So this is actually the 2 p.m. silver bullet for the PM session. We came all the way down, and then this is where it came back to stop me right here. So we did all of that. We did all of that. It came back up to test here, and I had the entry right here. This thing stopped me perfectly, like literally perfectly. It didn't go a tick above my entry. Let me show you what happened. That one. Didn't go as thick as I entered right there. My stop was break even like this. So I didn't want to move back my stop here. If I had to stop there, it would have been fine. But I wanted to see these lows get taken, and it went so close. I had my TP way down still because I was planning to try to swing it. So we did all of this, came back up, came back down. Really kind of just feel away when you say it stopped me out right here, and then we came all the way back down, even though we're buying back up right now. But that is how we ended the day today. You know, need to learn from these mistakes, need to improve. But I have to just take it easy with this December price action and hopefully get some better quality trades next year. So until next time, guys, I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.